Welcome to episode 114 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm going over whether or not the Miami Dolphins should have drafted Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa. In my opinion, the straight up answer is yes, of course. Coming into the draft, I understand their move. Obviously, Tua did have some injuries, so there was risk there, but he was the better quarterback at the time. Justin Herbert obviously looked like a solid quarterback, but during his college days in Oregon, he just lost a lot of big games. His passing yards were up there, but they weren't consistently 200, 300 yards a game like they are now with the Los Angeles Chargers. But fast forward today, I got the Justin Herbert as a much better quarterback. Like I said, Tua did have injuries, but that was expected to go away. He did have like a broken left index finger. He had a knee sprain, a right ankle injury, a hip injury that he obviously got surgery on that probably might have cost him from being a higher pick. But it is what it is. Obviously, if he stays healthy in the NFL, none of that ever matters. Although Tua only is 6 foot and Justin Herbert is 6'6", so when it comes down to getting hit, Tua definitely can't take a knock like Justin Herbert can. Justin Herbert's big frame can take a hit from the best defensive players in the league. Tua, every time he gets hurt, I cringe hoping he didn't break an ankle or a toe. But aside that, assuming they're healthy, Tua has not thrown a pick this season, which, is a good stat just based off that. But when you consider he's also only thrown 600 yards over 4 games, he's thrown 602 yards over 4 games. Justin Herbert's thrown 366 yards in 1 game last week. So Justin Herbert's thrown half as many yards as Tua in a quarter of the time. So it really goes to show Herbert's definitely the better passer. Justin Herbert has a stronger arm. I think he has a more accurate arm. And on the run, he definitely has a probably more precise arm. Tua, I'm not trying to make him seem like a bad quarterback, but he doesn't have a strong arm. He can't take a hit. Obviously, he can scramble pretty well, but he's not Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson out here. He's just above average runner. Like, in my opinion, such as a comparable one might be Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, or not Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's in the Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson class. But yeah, I'll stick with that. Ryan Tannehill, Daniel Jones, maybe Alex Smith type of runner. But I just really think at this current pace, after Brian Flores benching Tua in the 4th quarter, that's not really a good sign as you have faith in your franchise quarterback. Obviously, he announced that he'll be the starter in the upcoming weeks, but in just 1 quarter of the game, why would you already bench him? Down 7, I understand Tua wasn't playing to his best. If that happens, he's a rookie. You have to let him develop. Even if he takes a loss, you have to let him take it. You can't just take him out and babysit him anytime trouble comes his way. And it doesn't. And in his first 3 wins, his defense is coming up big every time. Against the Rams, they got 3 or 4 turnovers. Against the Cardinals, they got a defensive touchdown. Against Justin Herbert, they got a turnover, so held him to only a limited amount of points. Tua really hasn't earned a win on his own yet, which is a bit concerning. The most he's thrown for is like 200-something yards in a game, and really you don't want to see that in the NFL as your franchise quarterback. That's kind of why so many people judge Lamar Jackson, because he can't throw the ball down the field. Obviously, I think it's a different situation, but that is a comparable to look at when talking about Tua. And if you look at Justin Herbert, he's really on pace to set pretty much every rookie quarterback record there is. I mean, the rookie quarterback passing touchdowns in the season is only 27. Justin Herbert's at 22, and he's got 6 games left. I think he'll shatter that record. He'll probably end up 6 games left, probably 2-3 a game. Probably end up getting 34, 35 touchdowns this season. That's going to shatter the record by 7-8 touchdowns. That's just going to look amazing on his part. He's going to break Baker Mayfield's record. Now, when it comes to passing yards record, the all-time record for a rookie is set by Andrew Luck in 2012. It was 4,374 yards, and Justin Herbert's currently at 2,699. So he's about 1,700 yards behind in 6 games, which would make him have to average around 280, which sounds kind of unrealistic for a rookie, but it's really what he's been doing every single game, and he's actually exceeding. I believe he had 366 last week against the Jets. Obviously, New York Jets haven't won a game. I don't know how reputable that is, but it does go to show he does have it within him, and you can't knock him. So overall, just at this current pace, it looks like the Miami Dolphins made the wrong pick, and Justin Herbert is a much better quarterback to develop and for the future long term. Like I said, with injuries and health, that's always a factor that Herbert's likely to take better than Tua. And when you consider it back to draft day, like I said, I do understand the thought process, but looking back at it now, the Chargers, I don't want to say the Chargers were in a better spot having the 6th pick, but versus the 5th, Miami having the 5th, but they knew whichever guy gets drafted, Tua or Justin Herbert, they're just going to take the other one, so they were just kind of stuck with their choice. Miami, they were given the opportunity to pick their guy, but then they also are given the opportunity to pick the wrong guy, which it seems like they did, in my opinion. Miami did pick the wrong quarterback. I don't think Tua is a bad quarterback by any means. I think he'll have a relatively long career, at least 8-10 years at this rate, as long as he stays healthy, but that is a factor that could change. I just think long-term, Justin Herbert, once he gets a better coach possibly than Anthony Flynn. I like Flynn, but they need a big-time coach. The Chargers are going to be Super Bowl ready. Obviously, that's bold to say with Patrick Mahomes being in the same division. But between Justin Herbert and the rest of that roster, I think he's going to be an MVP eventually and a Super Bowl ready team if they could get the right coaching staff. Brian Flores doing an amazing job for Tua, but if the roles are switched coaching-wise, Chargers would be looking at the playoffs and the Dolphins wouldn't. But it is what it is. Dolphins chose Tua, but at the end of the day, I think it is a wrong pick. 2-1.